it's time for live music. I have Will Wesley and Luke Forms in the studio, and they're going to take it away.
Soon. Well, you know, Betsy's rolling through the night, guided by flower moon. You know, Betsy broke down, and I got them flat tire blues. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
You know, Betsy broke down, and she gave me them flat tire blues. Well, she brought me bad luck and trouble. I had to put on my walking shoes. You know what, Wes? I came home way too late, man. It was in the middle of the night. I came home way too late, man. It was in the middle of the night. Well, my baby wasn't happy to see me, and we got into a fight. And I tried to make it up with her, you know, so I went. Sorry, baby. But she didn't understand me, man. You know what she said?
What's that?
Listen up. This is what she said. Took her about an hour, you know, but I'm not gonna do it. So I'm driving down the dust road one more time, gonna find my little baby soon. Yes, I'm driving down the dust road, gonna find me another baby soon. And Betsy's still rolling through the night, guided by flower moon. You wanna take it away now?
Why not?
Play it to me. Wesley and Luke Forms here in the WWOZ studio. Just brushed my teeth and I can't do a thing with them. All right, so Luke is originally from Belgium, but he now splits his time between Natchez, Mississippi.
That's right.
And your home is in?
It's in Belgium. It's Aalst. It's a little town about 15 miles, 20 miles from Brussels. Yep.
You got to tell us how that came to be.
Okay. Well, I've been playing music basically all my life in Europe. When I was about 16 years old, on a summer evening, you know, I remember well. I was getting back home with a record. On the front was a black guy. He had a little hat on. He was kind of smiling, had a cigarette hanging out of the corner of his mouth. And it looked kind of cool to me. I didn't know anything about blues, but the moment that I put that record on the record playing, it's like one of those moments that everything changes. It was a record of Lightning Hopkins. Yeah, and it blew me away. I remember calling my brother Mark, who is a real good piano and guitar player, to come over. I remember we were about 16, 17 or something like that. And I said, listen to this, man. This is what I want to do. This is the music that I want to play. And it's kind of strange because I was a young white kid in Europe, but the music felt like it was my own too. I mean, it brought me home and it never changed in my life, you know. It really hit me deep. So we started to play blues music in Europe. We have a duo. It's called Catfish and Cotton. Mark is playing guitar and piano. I play guitar and harmonica. And we wanted to come to the Delta. And we finally made it. We had to kind of escape out of a few prisons of life, like marriages and things like that, before we could make it happen. But we made it happen in 2011, and we didn't want to just come as tourists. We wanted to do something more with it, so we decided to write a book about it. And we had interviews with more than 50 people, I think. We traveled the Delta for about a month. And the book came out in 2012. It's Catfish and Cotton Driving Down the Blues Highway. That's what it's called. And since that moment, from that moment off, I've been traveling Mississippi and Louisiana at least twice a year, sometimes 3 or 4 times a year. And in 2016, I came not for the first time to Natchez, Mississippi. I had been there before, but just traveling through to New Orleans. But at that time, we had a project for a second book that we were going to write, and we had posted online, Mark had, that if somebody wanted to be part of the project, just send us an email. And the lady did. Jackie Cowan did. She lived in Natchez, and she offered us to stay for free in her house. So we could hardly decline that, even if we thought it was a little bit strange, because you don't do those things in Europe, but you do them in Mississippi, you know. So we came over, and we played a house concert at her house, and at the same time she had a big party with about 80 people showing up, I think, a few older blues guys too. And we played that evening, and I fell in love with her. And we got married in the meantime, and since 2018 we live in 2 places. I still have my home in Belgium, and we still have the house in Natchez, Mississippi, and every 6 months we travel back and forth. That's how it happened.
Very cool, very cool. And I by law, I have to say you're listening to WWOZ, sitting at the Crossroads with Big D, Wesley, and Luke, here on a Wednesday afternoon. All right, guys, time for some more music.
Okay.
Then we'll come back and talk about where they can get the book and where they can find you guys.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is a song 10-2 Blues, and it's basically the first one that my wife Jackie and I wrote together. Okay. A certain moment when I never have to go and just enjoy the crickets on the porch where even falling stars are slow. There comes a certain moment, I don't know when, I don't know when I finally learn the meaning behind her beauty and despair. There comes a certain moment when muddy water hits the sea, and I finally got my roots transplanted to the land of Jerry Lee. There comes a certain moment in southern Mississippi nights when all I want to do is go to bed, hold my baby tight.
There comes a certain moment when muddy water hits the sea, and I finally find my roots transplanted to the land of Jerry Lee, to the land of Jerry Lee, to the land of Jerry Lee.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So, while you're in town, are you going to be signing books, playing music?
No, not this time. I hope to be back soon and do some more of that stuff because I would really like it. But for now, we just came over for the interview.
Okay.
Because I have a recording session tomorrow in Natchez, Mississippi. I'm working on a new CD at Friday Guy Records. It's Ben Lewis. He's the bass player of Bishop Gun. He has a studio now. And that's where I have to be tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. So I'm driving back tonight.
All right.
And thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. So where can they find you online and find your book there?
Yeah, they can find basically, well, not everything, luckily, because then a lot of people should have a therapist, but all of the things that they need to know, yeah, they can find it online. My website is www.lukeborms, but be careful, Luke is not spelled in the American English way, but it's spelled L-U-C. So LUCBORMS.com.
Very cool.
And you can find everything about books, CDs, paintings. I paint, so you can find these things on there. Yeah.
Right. I'm sure you can find Will hanging around Baton Rouge somewhere, right?
Well, you know, I'm always here, there, and everywhere. So if you want to find me, just willwesleymusic.com, or you can check your local prisons. I might be there, depending on the night before.
Oh, I remember those days when I was young. All right. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here with one more song from you guys, and we'll return to previously recorded music. So, guys, thank you very much for coming down to WWOZ.
You're welcome.
And look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Thank you. Well, this is a song that I wrote when I was about 17, and if you listen to the lyrics, you probably see why. It's kind of naive, but I still love it, so we're going to play Promised Land.
Let me go, where would you be? Let me hold your hand. I just want to be with you, babe. Take me to your promised land. I just want to be your friend, babe. Spend some time with you and get to know you a little better, babe. Find a woman inside of you. Well, you say you want to be free, babe. You don't want to take command. But I just want to love you, babe. I have no shackles in my hands, and there's no hate in my words, babe. There's no pain in my heart. There's just love in my life, babe. And I want you to take your part.
Will Wesley and Luke Forms here on WWOZ.